Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Tantric Traveler. It's Sunday morning here, and I'm here with this beautiful Lemurian quartz, ready to receive some messages for guidance for your week ahead. And I'm going to do it as a pick a card reading, pick a pile reading. I will use all three decks today. I will use the Animal Tarot deck, I will use the Spiritual deck, and I will use the Ancient French Tarot deck to help you choose number 1, 2, or 3 of the piles, which will combine all of the 3 different decks. I've selected some beautiful natural objects. This is a flicker feather, for pile 1. Pile 2 is aragonite. It's from a very specific location, riverine location in Spain, and I really love this card for grounding and this stone for grounding my energy and for filtering out unnecessary thought patterns or worries. It's also really, really pretty. And pile number 3 will be this luscious basil leaf, which I will probably eat immediately upon finishing this reading. So gorgeous. Look at this green. Basil is a beautiful herb and medicine, and also attracts true love and abundance financially. Okay, so I'm going to start now with the first pile, the flicker feather, and I'm going to just shuffle cards and let them fly where they may. So this will be your guidance for the week ahead. So from the Animal Tarot to start, I've already pre-shuffled these cards, but what is the guidance for the week ahead for those that chose the yellow flicker feather? Beloved guides and ancestors, what is the guidance for the week ahead for those that chose the yellow flicker feather? Ooh, that's a lot of cards, but I'm going to take the bottom one. And from the Spiritual Tarot, Archangelic Alliance, what is your guidance for the week ahead for those that chose the yellow flicker feather? What is your guidance? Archangel Ariel, Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Zuriel. What is your guidance for the week ahead? Archangel Gabriel, what is your guidance? And from the Ancient French Tarot, for the first pile, the yellow flicker feather, kind, wise ancestors, what guidance can you offer us for the week ahead for the yellow flicker feather? Oh, that one just flew out. Thank you. Okay, so let's see what you have. Yellow feather people. Interesting. So from the Animal Tarot, you have the 4 of Winged Ones, or the 4 of Swords, which is chickadee, seek the inner truth. And from the Spiritual Tarot, you have the 5 of Swords, or the 5 of Wind, fear, they call it in this deck. And from the Ancient French Tarot, you have the King of Cups in the reversed or healing position. So I'm actually going to start with the King of Cups today, being guided to do that. So the King of Cups in the healing position indicates that this week your ancestors are telling you to master your emotions and be very aware of the power of your emotions upon your own circumstances, upon your own experience of life, and upon the experiences of others. When the King of Cups comes up, it's indicating that there is a very mature, emotionally mature person who is receiving the opportunity to use this power, this energy of the heart, in order to create the circumstances desired. So this could be in relationship with others and in relationship to yourself, pile number 1. And in the reversed position, it is indicating that there's a need to fully get in touch both with the information that your emotions are providing you with and with how you're going to use that to the greatest good of all. Because this is the king's concerns are not just with him or herself. The king's concerns are for everyone. There's responsibility that comes with the opportunity to be a master in the heart realm or the emotional realm, the realm of love and compassion and the wisdom that goes with that. So really this is saying, please be very aware of your own processes and how they affect other people. So if your mood is shifting and if you're processing experiences through your emotional body this week, what I'm receiving from the ancestors is please be aware of how that may affect those around you. And it doesn't mean bottle them up. It doesn't mean deny them, but please heal them, heal this energy in a responsible way. And the information on how to do that is coming up in a moment. So the next card from the Spiritual Tarot is the 5 of Wind, fear. And the 5 of Swords, fear. It's showing these 5 swords with the tips that look like they've been broken off, because this has been such a long period of battle with this inner demon that we know as fear, which attacks the human mind and is an artificial implant in the human mind, actually, that once we become aware of can become much, much easier to conquer. In fact, you don't need a sword, you don't need a weapon to do it. All you need is clear vision. The clear vision that comes with the Aquarian mind, so detachment from the sensation or the delusion of fear. There's the sign of Aquarius here, and above it the sign of Venus. So the love and self-love is the state that overrides the state of fear. So I know that you may have heard this before, that fear is just an illusion, and to really take in that statement and believe it, detach from the pattern that our minds can be so easily drawn into when we feel a sense of instability or insecurity. We don't know what will happen in the future. We don't know what the outcome will be of our actions. If we can release that, only release that, the state which is natural to us, which is the state of love. Some say that's the opposite of fear, represented by the sign of Venus here. That state is the state of openness, the state of trust, which replaces the illusion That is the pattern of fear in the human mind, which has become attached to the human mind but is not naturally part of it. And the vibration of fear will always be overridden by the vibration of love. So the only thing that's necessary is detach from it, see it for what it is, which can be difficult, I'm not denying that, but once we do this, you continue to practice doing this, recognize it, detach from it, and release it, then we see that we don't need to fight it. All of the attempts we've made in the past to fight against what might happen, or to fight against the sensation of fear, uncertainty, instability, can instantly be cleared by releasing fear as the illusion it is. Detaching from it, recognizing that it's not part of our own mind, and releasing it. The advice on how to do this from the animal guides from Gaia, from the natural matrix, is chickadee, 4 of swords. So you have 4 of swords, or 4 of winged ones, which is following in the order that I'm reading these cards today, that I was guided to read them by the 4 of swords. Chickadee, seek the inner truth. So although Chickadee is a very active intelligence, and she keeps appearing in these readings, and she keeps appearing whenever I go out for a walk too, which is beautiful. They're such sweet little birds, the black-capped chickadee, with their sweet chirping and their extremely, extremely rapid energy when they fly, when they're hopping from branch to branch. Their alertness is a very sweet, pure, and blessed mental energy. But also when they rest on a little twig, like Chickadee is in this image on the card of Seek the Inner Truth, it's recognition that the balance of the active mind, whether it's in a positive or a negative state, the balance comes from inactivity or relaxation of the mind. In which the release of any mental activity can be possible. And a lot of people believe that this is only possible through, the use of substances to relax the mind and change the consciousness, or zoning out, watching videos. That is also illusory, because our mind has the capacity to be completely open, at ease, and empty in a natural state. And it's a state of yin reception and release simultaneously. For myself personally, the best way to attain that state is to be in nature, apart from the constructs of human society, and to be there long enough that my mind can relax back into its natural state. So my mind can actually be absorbed into the frequencies of the natural universe and reattain that state. Obviously, you don't want to do that in the middle of, a charging herd of bison or anything. You want to find a peaceful place and sit under a tree or sit by some water and allow the natural matrix to clear your mind, to return it to its natural state, which is the truth. This is your advice for the week ahead. So if you've been battling with some mental demons and you've been battling with some emotions within yourself, trying to repress them because you have responsibilities to other people and other things, family, jobs, relationships, recognizing that and releasing fear as an illusion, and then seeking your natural state, which is the truth, by just allowing your mind to come back into synchronicity with a natural frequency, is the advice that you have chosen for yourself for this week. There you go, yellow feather people. Okay, going to put these cards, bury them back in the decks, and move on to the next reading, which is the aragonite, people who chose aragonite. So what is your advice for the week ahead? Just going to reshuffle this deck a little bit, make sure that Chickadee gets mixed in where she should be. So kind, wise, animal guides, what is your advice for the week ahead for those who chose aragonite? What is your advice for the week ahead for those who chose aragonite? Oh, 2 flew out, or 3 flew out. I'm going to take them, and I'm just going to read them a little more quickly. And from the Spiritual Tarot deck, Archangelic Alliance, Archangel Michael, Faith, Archangel Uriel, Fire God, Archangel Metatron, Form, Archangel Raphael, Love, Archangel Gabriel, Word. What is your advice for those who chose aragonite? What is your guidance for the week ahead, archangels, for those who chose aragonite? I'm going to take the one that landed face down. And from the Ancient French Tarot, kind, wise ancestors, what is your advice for the week ahead? For those viewers who chose aragonite, what is your advice for the week ahead? For all who chose the aragonite, kind, wise ancestors, please give us guidance for the week ahead for those who chose aragonite. What's your advice? Thank you. Okay, let's see what we have. Wow, kind of exciting. And rearrange my legs here. So for this reading, aragonite people, I'm going to go in this direction, being guided to. So the first card that you have from the Animal Tarot is Beaver, the 9 of 4-leggeds. Work for for your dreams. So that's the Nine of Pentacles in other tarot decks. Then you have the beautiful Sun, hummingbird, joys, dreams, and accomplishments. Abuelo colibri, grandfather hummingbird, gardener of sweetness. Love hummingbirds. And you also have the Five of Shapeshifters or the Five of Cups, earthworm, working old ground. Then you have from Spiritual Tarot, Resurrection in reverse, which is also Judgment in other tarot decks. And you have the Chariot in reverse, Le Chariot in the ancient French tarot. Hope you like my accent. So, yeah. Okay, so there's definitely there's some promise. There's some promise coming to you, and there's some encouragement coming to you. Beaver is, as we know, one of the richest symbolic energies of the north of Canada, where I live now. And the patience, the dedication, the strategy, the skill with which Beaver builds his home, stick by stick, is what you are being congratulated upon and encouraged to continue this week. One piece at a time, one moment at a time, one decision at a time. You are building this home for yourself by your own design. You are building your life for yourself by your own design. And receiving guidance, high guidance. It's the 9 of four-legged, so you've been practicing these skills for a while, these skills of manifestation and materialization, and you are well underway to the completion of the life that you desire. So this week's guidance is keep going, stick by stick. And you also have, I'm seeing this week as being with the Sun, which is hummingbird, joys, dreams, accomplishments. So in this process of making your dreams a reality, you're also receiving a lot of joy from, the work and the play and the relationships that you are privileged to engage in during this process. And the hummingbirds, the Sun, is a very high attainment of the vibration of joy. So it's receiving and attracting that vibration through opening the beauty and joy within yourself. So just as a beautiful hibiscus flower receives and attracts the hummingbird, which is such a lovely, precious, and delicate creature, by matching his vibration with her natural beauty, is the process, one of the processes, one of the energies that is appearing in your life and that you are tapping into in the week to come. And that's absolutely gorgeous. For some people, I am actually feeling that there are plans being made to go to the Sun sometime soon, maybe sooner than you thought. So you might have an opportunity to take a little bit of extra time and go somewhere warm for a few days or a week, and enjoy some of that energy that hummingbird carries from the north down to the south, where they fly every year. So the same one that you've seen in your garden up here in Canada, if you're in the northern hemisphere or the States, the same hummingbird could be in the garden that you visit in Mexico or South America or Florida. That's really beautiful. Interestingly, the Five of Cups has also come up, and that's the earthworm working old ground. So I also feel that The energy here is a multitasking energy for the people that chose aragonite, and the old ground that you're working through is maybe some memories, some emotional experiences, and I feel that this is a very natural part of this season if you are in the northern hemisphere, and even if you're somewhere where the light has shifted, so it's been less. But this is an amazing time to dream and to explore the subconscious and to work that ground through the transmutation of art and, painting, drawing, writing, journaling, just receiving and processing things that you might not have had time to receive and process when you were in your ultra busy work phase at other seasons, during other seasons of the year. So all of this is going on for you. There's a lot of multitasking. There's completion of some major projects, goals and dreams, and materialization and manifestation going on. There's a very high vibration and frequency of enjoyment, joy, parties, vacation, beauty, art, and there's the actual process of self-understanding, which comes with the working of the old ground and the subconscious underneath the surface of things in a very healthy way, in a way that will fertilize your life in the months to come. And I'm connecting this 5 of shapeshifters, the earthworm, the 5 of cups, with resurrection or judgment in reverse. So I feel that there is still some work that is being done. This is the 20 card in the tarot, Major Arcana. So it is indicating 2020 and indicating some kind of a completion or an upgrade, a step up, a moving forward in your spiritual life and your evolution in this lifetime, as well as the planetary evolution. We have Archangel Gabriel pictured here, blowing her horn, giving us the wake-up call. So that's in the healing position, and because of its position next to the 5 of Cups, the earthworm, I feel that there is still some subconscious completion and processing that needs to occur before your next cycle will fully begin, and you'll receive the tap to move forward. This is kind of being confirmed by the Chariot in reverse. So the advice that I'm receiving through this Major Arcana card, the 7, which is archangelic vibration number, and I see the driver of this chariot as being Archangel Michael or Michael, and really is asking you to not be impatient to move forward and to trust that your cycle is being guided and steered by higher energies, and that in a way you can kind of just do your thing in the material realm, and spiritually you're going to be moved forward as soon as your personal cycle coincides with the cosmic cycle that will shift you. This could also be an actual solar return. So if your birthday is at the end of January, going into February in particular, I'm seeing this as being significant for you. So just trust that if things seem to be not jumping forward as you thought they would in this new year, new decade, your trust is what is going to allow that to happen in a smooth, harmonious, and timely way. So those are the energies that are guiding you this week for everyone that chose the aragonite. Very, very beautiful energies, and I wish you much joy. So I'm just going to bury these cards again into their respective decks, give them a little quick shuffle, and move on to pile 3. The basil leaf. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Animal guides of Gaia. What is your guidance for pile 3? The basil people for this week, this coming week. What is your guidance, please? Animal guides of the natural matrix. What is your guidance for those who chose the basil leaf? What is your guidance for those who chose the basil leaf, please? Got 2 for you here, Basil. And the spiritual tarot. Archangelic Alliance. Oh, I hadn't asked the question, so I'm going to continue shuffling. Archangelic Alliance, what is your guidance, please, for those who chose the basil leaf for this week? Thank you. And from the Ancient French Tarot, oops, card got stuck there. Kind, wise ancestors, please give us some guidance